Coming off the back of reports that Eskom is urging users to curtail power usage, we have Hin Wah joining us from Project 90 by 2030 to tell us how we can save energy. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. Why don't you first tell us what Project 90 by 2030 does?
Essentially what we're about is we really want to change how people engage with the environment, because how we're engaging with the environment is not sustainable over the long term. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create awareness, provide tools in terms of how people can change the way they engage with the environment.
Okay, and Hin Wah, can you tell me, why is it important to save energy?
Essentially, in terms of how with using energy or saving energy, it actually reduces the impact on the environment. And at the end of the day, it also means that there's more money in your pocket.
Well, I think that's kind of what hits everyone, more money in their pocket.
Exactly.
What are 5 tips you have for people who are wanting to save energy?
Well, for me, the biggest thing in terms of my tip number 1 is that about 30 to 50% of any household's electricity bill goes into heating water for your geyser. So one of the great ways is to check that your geyser is well insulated, and also that the thermostat is set to about an optimal temperature of about 60 degrees. So you're not overheating. And also, if you're looking to replace your geyser, look into investing into a solar water heater, so using the sun's energy to heat your water for your household.
Okay, cool. So that's number 1.
That's number 1.
What's number 2?
Number 2. So if you happen to have an air conditioner installed in your home or your office, look into getting a technician to service the unit and make sure that it's working effectively, and to check those air filters to make sure that they are as clean as they can be, so that they work effectively, those units.
And how often should you get a technician in, would you say?
I think it's good to check the user manuals and speak to the representatives, and just see what would be a good time to get people in to check the units.
And that's probably the same with the geyser. Get a technician in,
exactly.
make sure everything...
Yeah, just like you service your car,
exactly.
It's good to service your appliances within your home.
Okay, great. And number 3?
So number 3, what I really enjoy is the smell of your laundry that's being air dried.
I love that smell.
That is a fantastic, and you just can't recreate it. So what would be another good way to save energy is to, when you do your laundry, is to make sure you do it, use cold water, and only wash when there's a full load, and obviously to air dry at the end to get that wonderful smell.
It's the best smell, actually. It's my favorite smell.
It is a wonderful smell. It's just fantastic and unmatchable.
Yes.
So, in terms of tip number 4, to keep those cool drinks cool, and to make sure those ice creams are nice and cold for summer. Make sure the seals on your fridge and freezer are doing their job, so that they're properly sealed, and make sure that your fridge and freezer are not overloaded, so that the perishable goods are going off sooner than they should be.
Okay, and is that another thing you would get a technician in to service, or kind of check that everything's working okay, or can you do that yourself?
Well, you have a look at it yourself and just see if it's, really sealing, or if there are gaps around, and if there is, go into maybe a hardware store, speak to someone there and see if they have some DIY options there. If not, a technician's always a good place to go to.
Okay, great. And number 1?
And for my last, but I think most important tip, I think a lot of people are going to be spending time lazing around the pool over summer. So another great way is to check the user manual, look at what the most energy efficient settings on your pool pump, and the little whizzy vacuum cleaning.
The cleaning guy.
Yeah, the cleaning dude in your pool, and make sure that the settings are to the most energy efficient, and also to make sure that your pool is still clean and energy efficient at the same time.
Great, so it's just reading the manuals and being on top of things when it comes to household appliances.
Completely, and those manuals, I know more often than not, you open the box and then you throw them away, but there are actually a lot of useful information in there, so take a look. And there are so many fantastic ways to save energy, and they're literally under your nose.
And it's going to save you money also.
Exactly.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be saving energy this summer.
That's fantastic.
Great.